If you feel like your body has betrayed you, like pleasure is something reserved for other people, something you have to earn, or something you're always getting wrong, this little corner of podcast land is for you. I'm your radical, rageful mama bear, fiercely defending your right to feel good in your body and dragging you lovingly through the annotated bibliography of everything your sex ed forgot to mention. Because here's the truth. Pleasure isn't a side dish, it's not fluff, it's not luxury, it's your body's way of saying, I'm alive, I belong, and I have power. Welcome to the Nature of Pleasure. I'm Nicole Siegel, certified sexological bodyworker and creator of the Body Compass Method. And this is where we unravel the quiet codes of your body, the hidden intelligence beneath desire, and the organic rhythm of your erotic nature. Today, I am speaking to the pelvic PTs in the back that know something is missing in their profession and they are longing to find just a little more integration in their work. And also, all of the people that have tried pelvic PT for various pelvic related challenges and keep experiencing the same symptoms. Maybe they'll go away for a little bit and then they will come back later. I'm gonna start by telling a little story about a training that I went on a few years ago with a prominent, really well-known, really beautiful pelvic PT practitioner that has broadened her horizons to training body workers and general and anyone who is interested in healing the postpartum and pregnant pelvis. Oh, and before we dive in, if your body is already whispering more, please, I've got options. If you're just starting this journey or your nervous system needs a gentle, private invitation back to sensation, grab my free video series, The 3 Best At-Home Sexological Bodywork Practices for more embodied sex. These are slow, simple, body-loving rituals you can do from the comfort of your own bed. No pressure, no performance, just reconnection. And if you're listening with a partner in mind, or you've been dreaming about what it would feel like to be touched, like someone actually studied for it, Reset Your Erotic Rhythm is my step-by-step couples course for reawakening desire, even if it's been on mute for months. You can find both in the show notes. Go get them. Your body is already asking. Her training is, I'm not going to mention her name here because she hasn't given me permission to reference her material and tie her name to this, but her training is incredibly holistic and very emotionally aware. And she started out with pelvic PT. She's teaching pelvic PTs how to bring emotional awareness and attunement into internal and external work on the pelvis. And that is incredibly revolutionary and so appreciative that exists in the world. And when I was at her training, there was still this little blind spot. That blind spot was pleasure. Even though we were working with the complete body and system, we were taking into account energy, whatever that means, but taking into account energy and emotions and the pace of the body, like not entering the pelvis, no penetration until the body really opens up. There was still a blind spot on pleasure and purposefully excluding pleasure from the container of the pelvic PT, which at first glance makes a ton of sense. You want to keep safety in the modality. You want to make sure there are clear boundaries. And we are pretty unpracticed when it comes to consent. And you want to be careful about entering the world of eroticism in any kind of healing space, especially a medical one. However, I think that excluding pleasure, not just from pelvic PT, but also gynecology, regular talk therapy, and a lot of other healing modalities is incredibly revealing and indicative of our society's shortcomings when it comes to understanding pleasure, eroticism, consent, attunement, embodiment. Because if you think about it, a fully functioning pelvis is one that can easily experience pleasure, which for many, many, many of us, that is not the case. We do not experience pleasure easily in our pelvises. I'm going to get back to that story of the training with the pelvic PT. The way that this came up specifically is she was teaching us how to enter the anal sphincter to do internal work. And one of the things she said was that you're looking for how easily open the anal sphincter is. If it's too lax, then some healing might be needed to tighten that up and bring tone back to it. And one of the things I said in the class, I raised my hand, and even though it felt like I was talking to a celebrity, I said, and also when someone's aroused, their anus will actually open. It will become more lax. When we exclude pleasure from the container, we are taking out like a massive chunk of the way that our pelvises and our bodies function. And she heard this and she started incorporating it into her material, which was lovely because I got to see pleasure starting to weave its threads into just a little bit into medicine and into traditional Western healing. And so if we allowed ourselves to imagine a world where it was comfortable and logical to talk about and experience pleasure when we are doing any kind of work in the pelvis, the healing that we would unlock is pretty remarkable because I see clients all the time that have gone to pelvic PT for years and years and maybe get temporary relief from their symptoms, but then the symptoms keep coming back, whether it's tightness or it's generalized pain. And I make obviously no attempt to diagnose or to heal their physiology at all. I'm not a PT. I don't work as a PT. What I do is I strengthen the pathways of pleasure in their body so that they can start experiencing pleasure as a resource as they're dealing with all of this pain. And they start to be able to self-facilitate their healing because they're coming down from complete dissociation in their pelvis. That's really valuable because if we treat pelvic symptoms like we do back pain or any other chronic pain, and we go and we get a massage to relieve it, for example, with back pain, and then the tension comes back. If we treat pelvic symptoms in the same, we'll see that repeat of symptoms. More than that, we're actually blocking ourselves from a transformative force in our lives because our potential for feeling good is so high in our pelvises because there's so many nerves there. And not only that, but what may be behind the symptoms of whatever reason you're going to the pelvic PT, maybe whatever's behind that, the emotional components will get a chance to air out and actually integrate. If one of the reasons why you have been experiencing pain in your pelvis for so long is sexual shame, if we start bringing sex into the conversation more, even the simple inclusion of it without a goal orientation of trying to do anything with it, just having it, making it be okay to be in the room is already going to create an opportunity for healing that was not there before. Ultimately, what we want is for our clients or patients to have and feel full agency in their pelvises. And that can only truly happen when there has been space created for the thousands of years of sexual shame that we are all carrying in our bodies about eroticism, just allowing that to air out and come to light and have space. As a client, speaking to you now, remember your guiding light. What you truly want is not just for the pain to go away. It is for you to feel like your pelvis is a source of strength and clarity and resource and pleasure. And as much as you can, bringing awareness of pleasure and de-shaming, remember that healing pelvic symptoms is not just about the physiology. It makes sense that you might need something more. I would urge anyone that is experiencing a challenge like this to seek out spaces where sex feels normal and eroticism is celebrated and pleasure is your guide. You would not believe the places it will take you. That's your dose of body truth and pleasure science for the day. If your nervous system's humming, good. That's the point. Hit the show notes for free practices, juicy courses, and tools that don't insult your intelligence. Now, go breathe like it matters. Go touch like you mean it. Go be the damn miracle. I want to share this little freebie with you. If your body feels like a stranger or a task to manage instead of a place to live, this is where you start. The 3 best at-home sexological bodywork practices for more embodied sex is my free video series for coming the hell back to your body. They are slow, they are intimate, they're designed to wake you up without rushing you, because your pleasure isn't gone. It's just been waiting for the right kind of attention. It's free, it's yours, go get it.